What's up, y'all? I just wanted to come and touch on a few things. I've been making videos, motivating, inspiring, just basically getting out things that I'm learning, not only to inform you guys, but these same videos, I go back and I watch them, and I notice that sometimes when I feel as though I don't have the answer, I already had the answer. So it helps remind me time and time again that all I need to do is look within myself. This season on WE2SOLIDTV, I focus so much on self-love because it's something that I have struggled with almost half of my life. I feel as though the lack of love, lack of acceptance from my parents, the neglection, the grooming me to people please, the conditioning, the grooming me to codependency, all of these things I struggle with so much in my life. And to be as much of a strong, independent, resilient, loving person that I am, when it came down to loving me, that was the hardest thing in the world to do. Oh, I know how to satisfy another person. I know how to please another person. I know how to give everybody else what they need, but lack to know what I need to even give it to myself. Self-love is so important that my music, my aspirations, my goals, the things that I want to achieve in my life has been at a halt. And not because I'm incapable of being an awesome artist or loving myself, but the lack of self-love, the lack of knowing who I am, accepting who I am, stops me from even being able to walk out into the world and strive. It stops me from being able to meet my full capacity. I'm not able to achieve all that I know that I can without loving me. A part of loving me is working on my mental health. A part of accepting me is accepting where I fall short, knowing where I lack, and being okay with it so that I can tend to it. So often I feel like we act like we just got it all together. But nobody is perfect and nobody has it all together. I have been sexually abused, emotionally abused, mentally abused, and groomed and conditioned in the most worst ways. That for the longest in my life, yes, I was strong. Yes, I endured. My scars and my wounds show I'm still here today. I'm still pushing. I'm still kicking. And that's great. But I allowed myself to believe a delusion of who I am. I allowed myself to make these things just a part of me. My pain, my trauma, my hurt, the conditioning, the grooming, all of that is not a part of me. And I allowed it to mend. I allowed it to become who I was instead of accepting the fact that this is what I was given, but this is not what I'm leaving with. It's so much more to me than just my trauma. It's funny because, to be honest, a lot of my creativity comes out of my pain. And in this season of self-love and learning me and growing, it's been hard as hell to create. And in my opinion, it has been so hard because I've always created out of pain. It's hard for me to create out of a happy place, out of joy, out of prosperity. I remember when I was working with somebody who was making my beats, I used to always tell him, I don't want to hear those high vibrational sounds. I want to hear, give me something gutter. Give me something that matches how I feel. And it's so uneasy to me to be coming up out of a state of darkness into the light and not knowing what to do with it. Because this is new. This is new. I'm so big on self-love, and I talk about it 24/7, not only on a day-to-day, but in my music, in my creativity, because it's something I lacked for the longest time. I needed people to validate me. Tell me I'm doing good, because if you don't tell me I'm doing good, I'm not going to feel that way. Tell me I look good, because if you don't tell me I look good, then I'm not going to feel like I do. Tell me what you like so that I can like that too, because I don't even know what I like. Living my life for everybody else. That's one thing I also wanted to talk about today. In the sense of being a possession. I know I talk about narcissistic abuse and all types of abuse and grooming of the mind and conditioning. And from all of those things, speaking from a personal place, I was groomed for people pleasing. I was groomed for codependency. And that means that you basically depend on other people to give you what you need in order to survive, in order to live, instead of just living, instead of just believing that you have all that you need inside. I love hard. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. But it becomes a problem when you love everybody else harder than you love yourself. If you're willing to sacrifice who you are just to fit in, then you don't love nor do you accept who you genuinely are. If you're willing to sacrifice your morals, values, what you stand for, to fall into the majority, then you don't love nor do you accept who you are. The lack of love has hindered me so much in my life that I'm 25. And I feel like I could be so much further than where I am. But I know God has a divine plan for everybody. So even though I feel that way, I remind myself every day, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be. As long as I'm moving, that's all I'm worried about. But the lack of self-love has hindered me to the point of stagnation. It took me so long to start this channel. It don't make no motherfucking sense. It took me so long. I was dropping videos on videos before I ever made the channel. But didn't believe in myself enough because I didn't love myself enough and I wasn't accepting who I was. Who I am bothers a lot of people because I choose to stand in what they want to neglect. And sometimes people demons and people spirits and everything that they're fighting with don't like that. It took a lot out of me to start this channel. It took so much out of me to do this. But I clapped myself up because I know that the self-love that I'm giving myself, this journey that I'm on, accepting the good and the bad, seeing where I lack at, seeing where I fall short at, is all pushing me toward getting out of a stagnant place. I've been so stagnant for so long that I'm so eager to heal. Self-love is not only important, it is detrimental. You will stay stagnant without it. The lack of self-love has put me in a place where I know what to do, but I won't do it because I don't know if am I enough? I don't believe in the lack of self-love. Imagine having every tool in your motherfucking toolkit. You got the blueprint laid out, the construction workers ready, but you telling yourself, damn, I know I got everything I need, but I don't know if it's going to work because I don't trust myself. I don't believe in myself.